Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today, together, Tuesday, it's exactly 1 week to the end of the summer transfer window, so stay tuned because it's going to be a busy week full of news, full of stories. So remember to subscribe to the channel, to like this video, turn on the notification bell so you're not going to miss any update, any video here together on the channel. As you can see, my phone is ringing, so it's always full of news, full of stories. Talking about updates and news, let me start today talking about Enzo Fernández, because the information I can give you today is that for Enzo Fernández things are happening. Things are happening because my information is that Manchester City are prepared finally, after some time, a few weeks actually, to return to the table of negotiations and to submit a new proposal to Chelsea for Enzo Fernández. So new Manchester City bid for Enzo is coming. And it's an important story because we spent the whole recent days and weeks after the deadline, already 10 days ago, set by Chelsea. We all remember that they wanted on that Friday, 2 weeks ago, to clarify the Enzo situation. There was a verbal exit clause, £120 million. Man City did not agree to pay that money on that day. So the story about the £120 million clause collapsed on that day. But from Chelsea, the message now, as I told you in the last video, is we could still consider the Enzo exit if we get the right money and if we can improve the squad. That's the message from Chelsea. And now we have to say that Manchester City are coming. Manchester City are coming with a new proposal. Manchester City are serious. Manchester City got very good money in the recent days, from Tijani Reinders to Alcacia, from Nico Gonzalez joining Newcastle, from Rodri joining Barcelona, Bernardo left on a free to Real Madrid, but still big wages. So now they are ready, Manchester City, to go very strong. They signed Elliot Anderson, they signed Boadi, but they want to get Enzo Fernández. And so Manchester City are coming very, very strong. New bid, and also Enzo says yes to Manchester City. From Enzo, there is a green light to the move. From Enzo, there is a green light to the contract. From Enzo, there is a green light on personal terms. So Manchester City are ready to bid again and to return very, very strong for Enzo Fernández. And that's a big story, because we have to see what's going to happen now. Obviously, on Chelsea, they would need eventually to find a replacement for Enzo. That's the question from the fans. We will see how Chelsea will act in case Enzo goes, and I say in case because in Chelsea hands what to do in the next hours and days, so it's Chelsea deciding. But my information is that Chelsea only sell Enzo if they see an opportunity to use the money to improve the squad. Then, on midfielders, many of you asking me about Alex Scott. It's true that Chelsea made contact with Bournemouth earlier this summer to try and get Alex Scott, but as of today, Bournemouth message to all the clubs interested in the player and also to the player himself is that they want to keep him. Bournemouth absolutely want to keep him and want to fight to keep him. So Chelsea already tried and got doors closed from Bournemouth. Now the understanding is that Bournemouth's intention remains to keep Alex Scott at the club. So I think it would take something sensational for Chelsea to get Alex Scott. Then, let's not rule out anything, because it's the final days of the window, because Chelsea, if they sell Enzo, is going to be very good money. So we have to see what's going to happen there. But at the moment, it's important to mention Bournemouth's stance. They don't want to sell the player. And then on Martín Zubimendi, many questions, but Mikel Arteta already said that Zubimendi is going to stay at the club. I think we got many links between Zubimendi and Real Madrid first, and then Zubimendi and Chelsea at some point, for one reason: the agent of Xabi Alonso is the same agent of Martín Zubimendi, is the same agency, and also there were some links 1 year ago between Real Madrid and Zubimendi because of the same reason. Xabi Alonso was the coach. For sure, I'm 100% sure about this. It's not just about the agent, of course. Zubimendi is a top player. So obviously there is an appreciation from Xabi Alonso. Xabi has always been a big fan of Zubimendi. He's a player that Xabi Alonso wanted when Xabi Alonso was in discussions to become the new Bayern manager. Zubimendi was one of the names discussed already with Bayern in one of the meetings they had. Xabi Alonso mentioned Zubimendi as one of the first signing he wanted. Then he ended up not joining Bayern because he wanted to go to Real Madrid next. But Zubimendi has always been a name appreciated by Xabi Alonso. But again, at the moment, Arsenal, and especially the coach, Mikel Arteta, made clear that he wants to keep Martín Zubimendi. So, that's it at the moment. More to mention on Chelsea. Delap in the next hours could be a done deal with Nottingham Forest. Forest are very close, pushing, loan deal. Let's see the elements and the details of this loan, but Delap is in advanced conversations with Nottingham Forest. Forest are prepared to offer very good money also to the player and to his camp in order to get the deal done. So Forest are going very strong for Liam Delap. And they face competition, especially from Everton. Everton also made contact for Liam Delap, but at the moment the favorites are, as I mentioned, Nottingham Forest. On Chelsea, also important to mention that Mamadou Sarr is leaving the club, straight loan to Real Sociedad, verbally agreed, waiting for medical test and contract signing on this one. And then on defenders, keep an eye on Aston Villa, because Villa are working on Ordóñez deal from Bruges. Villa will sign an important defender, they need to replace Ezri Konsa, and Ordóñez remains the topic. Then, talking about strikers, guys, let me take a minute to talk about Julián Álvarez. Because of Julián Álvarez, I want to tell you one thing. I maintain in the last, I think, 4, 5, 6 days on my channel, this Arsenal approach to the Julián Álvarez story. Arsenal are monitoring the situation. Arsenal understand that the player wants to go to Barcelona. The message from the player to Arsenal has been very clear several times, not just once. Thanks, but I want to go to Barcelona. I think it's important to clarify one thing. It's not about rejecting Arsenal. One thing is to reject, one thing is to want, if you want something different. Julián has a dream, and the dream is Barcelona. That's the point. But then, if it's not going to be possible, and at the moment from Atletico Madrid, nothing has changed. One more day is gone, it's 1 week to go, Monday has passed, today is Tuesday, and still no doors open for Julián Álvarez to Barcelona from Atletico Madrid. If in the next 7 days, at some point, Julián Álvarez will tell Fernando Hidalgo, his agent, okay, I want to consider Arsenal, in that case, my understanding is that Arsenal would be prepared to try reach an agreement with Atletico Madrid on the transfer fee. So Arsenal would be very ready to sit at the table with Atletico Madrid and to try to reach an agreement club to club. Arsenal believe they could strike an agreement club to club, also because they are going to make extra profit, extra money from Gabriel Martinelli. And so with Martinelli leaving is extra money, and it's extra money they can put on a deal for Julián Álvarez. But now depends on what's going to happen in this case with the situation of Barcelona, Atletico and player. So the only way to see Julián joining Arsenal if Julián goes and says to his agent, okay, let's talk to Arsenal. If this is going to happen, if it's going to open doors for Arsenal, they are still there. But at the moment, again, club to club, they feel they could reach an agreement. This is really in the player sense. So let's follow this situation, guys, and all the others here on the channel in the next days and hours. Is going to be absolutely crazy. So let's stay together here on the channel. I remember you guys to subscribe to the channel, to like this video, to turn on the notification bell, and I will see you soon here on YouTube. As always, thank you. Ciao, guys.